can't be no good receiver without a good quarterback. All Tom Brady do is throw to one damn person. He just throw the Gronk. He only throw it to Gronk.
First, you a Louisville fan. Y'all been losing forever. Y'all ain't won nothing.
Oh,
You talking about in football or basketball?
Both of them.
Hey, let me ask Erik this. Erik, did you think the Super Bowl was fixed this year?
So this, again,
I
said it earlier, I don't bet against Tom Brady either because I think that he's the team that he has is better than other teams.
I'm asking you a question. Do you think it was fixed?
I don't know. I can't go to that. I can't go because listen, this is my thing. Listen, this is my thing. If I say that it was fixed, what's the purpose of me watching it anymore?
Well, that's what we saying, that we don't want to watch it no more if it's fixed, because it's like wrestling.
if it's fixed, it ain't no reason to watch it, and it's tough.
That's what I'm telling you, man. But it was obvious, though. Come on, man.
But I mean, but this whole thing though. Can you fix 3 of his offensive linemen being out?
Nah.
You feel me? Can I fix 3 of his offensive linemen being hurt, man? Because like I said, if I want to see,
I guess what I'm trying to say is people was playing the way they don't play. Like it's just obvious. I ain't never seen players do the things they do.
You done went to a full-blown conspiracy. I can't go into that.
Oh man, come on.
You went to the
QAnon.
Well, check me. I'm not gonna dismiss your claim completely because if you say it was some calls that was real questionable and certain stuff was kind of weird in the game, I'm gonna agree towards that. I'm gonna say, yeah, I didn't like this call, I didn't like that call. But if I go into saying that players weren't playing as well as they could have, and you know what I mean, the coach is probably calling the wrong plays or whatever the case on purpose, that's more of some soap opera stuff. That's like I can't.
All right,
I can only watch the game because the thing is, if I get into that, I can't think about who's the better team now. Now I have to think about who does the league want to win, and that's a different conversation.
Hey, anybody on here think it was kind of rigged up?
That whistle out there was nasty for me, man.
Okay,
but I mean,
I'm agreeing to that. The whistle wasn't nice. The whistle wasn't nice for those guys. Like I said, I can't. But if
can make a decision who win the game.
But hold on, Fresh. So are you saying right now that Pat Mahomes is paid to throw the Super Bowl?
Man, that's what I'm saying. We don't know that, but what I'm saying is
hey, Reggie. Hey, you gonna have to expand on that. You're saying that Mahomes was paid.
I'm trying to get it out. Like I'm trying to get the point out. Let's get it out.
Wait, really? Hey, Reggie,
you can't tell me that you only gonna get 9 damn points when you the number 1 offense. I don't care if you lost or not, but you're gonna get more than 9 points the way he be running the ball. So Mahomes can shake them to at least get a touchdown.
See,
I'm not
Reggie, so you're saying that Mahomes took a dive?
Whoa, first we just said that this man was losing his top 3 linemen from the beginning, and we do know that Tampa Bay has a defensive line. That one thing right there can disrupt the whole game plan on the offense. Like that alone, 2 offensive linemen, depending on who it is, can really up. Like this man was running for his life from the first quarter. He's running for his life.
Yeah, I seen that.
You know what I mean? And to me, if we want to disrupt the game, I would look to that before I look at the flags. That's me personally. I'm not saying I'm dismissing the flags or that whistle because I didn't like them. I want to see an honest football game. I don't have no dog in that fight, but I want to see an honest football game, right? But if I was watching that game and I said the one thing or the one reason why Tampa Bay won that game, I have to go to the offensive line of Kansas City and Tampa Bay's ability to rush the pass. That's my first thing I would think about. Not that they was egregious calls or that it was just, the officiating was so crazy. I watched it, so I know the officiating wasn't the best. But I watched the whole playoffs. The officiating wasn't good all playoffs.
Okay,
It wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for me. I didn't like it in our game against the Kansas City. And I mean, if I was going to go off into that, I would have to go to that for me personally first. I didn't like all that with Kansas City. It was weird. You know what I mean? But then I would have to get into some other stuff. Pat Mahomes got hurt in that game in the fourth quarter. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we let the backup quarterback technically beat us. I look at myself too much in losses before I look other places, and that's really where it comes to me at. But when I lose games, during the game I'm upset about what a ref is doing because it's happening. But really after that game, or really kind of during the game too, I always think about what I could have done personally better in order for us to win a game. And that's where I'm saying, like, I don't even think there was anything that Kansas City could have did after having those offensive linemen. I don't think there's nothing they could have did to really win that game. Their defense wasn't good enough. It never was that good. We knew that coming into the game. Kansas City's defense wasn't amazing. Like, it just wasn't that. And so with Tampa Bay having the type of offense that they have and Tom Brady behind the offense, I mean, it was just going to be too much to overcome. And I never felt like they was going to win that game. And I feel like I should put money on it, man.
I feel you.
Hey, we're going to go around the room. Final
like
thoughts.
I say, man, I'm not a Tom Brady advocate, man. I'm not a Tom Brady advocate. That man ain't never done nothing for Cleveland, dog. He ain't never done nothing for us. He gave us L's. That's what he did for us. But I mean, if I'm just looking to a single person that I can just call the GOAT, like, not just even rank, just winning percentage, like everything these days kind of hard. Because people haven't even gotten to those places with more on their offense. We can say a lot about the defense as far as with the Patriots, Ty Law. I remember all them defenses that man had. That man, Ty Law was a monster.
So,
you know what I mean? So, Hall of Famers. You feel me? I'm never going to disrespect the defense on that aspect. But when we start to look at Tom Brady on that offense, he's never had a star-studded cast. Like, he had Randy and T.O. for 1 year. You know what I mean? And then a lot of these other guys, come on, man. Like, I don't know if they're as good as they are without Tom. Meaning, like that Wes Welker, that Julian Edelman. I don't know if we know who you are without Tom Brady like that. I don't really know.
Eric.
So we seen Wes Welker.
Ahead,
he looked the same with Peyton
with the Denver.
Yeah, he looked the same.
But that was Peyton. But you was playing with Peyton then too, though. That was Peyton.
Hey, well, we see you with. I mean, he still was the same. I can't say who. Hey, I'm saying him. He didn't fall off.
I think Peyton was a better quarterback.
Yeah,
you think Peyton was better for Wes Welker?
No. Peyton was a better quarterback than Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think so too.
I just saw him lose to him too much.
Yeah,
I just saw him lose. Listen. Man, y'all messing with my heart right now, man. Because I say like that's
wait. Hey, Eric.
If you put Peyton Manning,
go ahead, Jay. No, wait, let me say this real quick. Let me say. So you believe that Bill Russell was better than Wilt Chamberlain and Shaquille O'Neal?
No. So it's past the rings though. I just started off with the rings. I mean, because that's kind of how every Jordan conversation started off. So we started talking about him the best 6 rings. But past that, it's the leadership, man. I
think if Jordan had ended in '93, he would still be considered one of the greatest.
Yeah, for sure.
The Lord wouldn't be the story wouldn't be the same though.
But then it would just be more about his game. Like if you if you take the rings off,
they all champions. They all champions.
You know what I'm saying? Take the rings off and look at Jordan as a player. You can't say that what he did and what he produced. You take the playoffs off. Just look at regular season and can't say he ain't one of the greats. Just look at how the greats talk about him.
Just think of it like so, Eric. Think of this like so. Say if Magic had 5 rings, right, and Jordan ended with 3, it would still be a debate. Even with Jordan being 2 rings shy, I think people would still put him over Magic because of what he did on the court. Not discounting Magic, but just his airness. And this is coming from a Kobe Bryant fan.
But this is my thing though. I think that it would be more of a debate thing if the rings weren't as many. I think it would be because right now, what the situation is with the Jordan, and we still on Tom Brady, but what the situation is he's so far exceeded in the ring count. It's almost like where's the comparison at? And like you say, if you take the rings away and just go by wins, like regular season wins, Tom got that too. Like Tom has regular season wins.
But see,
Like,
I'm just talking about like the skills as a player. Like if
Yes,
you take
he ain't
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
talking about the skills
Okay.
as a player because I know without a doubt, if somebody you take any NFL evaluator, you take Peyton Manning and put him on the Patriots and put Tom on the Colts, Tom don't win like Peyton did.
And back to skill too, right?
Not
Julio
just
Cesar
one ring
Chavez.
because but hold on, wait a minute.
Go ahead.
At that point, we just saying that he wouldn't just win one ring because that's all Peyton won. There was just one ring. So we said throughout Tom Brady's career that he just wouldn't have won one ring with the Colts.
I don't think that his style of play and not always having the edge in special teams and on defense would have helped him in Indianapolis. And I know putting Peyton Manning up there with Bill Belichick, the league would have seen something they'd never seen before.
Okay, so where I agree with you at is I think if Peyton Manning was to go to the Patriots, that he could have rings he could have rings like Tom Brady. I agree with that. But I don't agree with if you was to put Tom Brady on that coach team that Tom Brady wouldn't be able to win the ring. And the reason I say that is first, number one, like Tony Dungy. As good as I talk about, you know what I mean, Bill Belichick and everything, Tony Dungy up there and wins too. He don't have as many rings, nowhere near, but I'm saying he's a pretty good head coach also. But the real reason I say that beyond the coach aspect is Tom would have had a lot better weapons on offense. He would have had a lot better weapons on offense. We keep going back to like Tom does the skill-wise and the numbers that he's probably not putting up, and I'm understanding that. We all know the Patriots don't pay people money. They definitely don't pay people money on the offense. Maybe the offensive line a little bit, but they don't pay money to people, right? So if I give Tom Brady, Marvin Harrison, if I give him Reggie Wayne, if I give him Joseph Adai and Dallas Clark, I can see some success coming behind that with Tom Brady, even though I don't know how much success it would have been. Because even when we thinking about Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, they're two different styles of quarterbacks in my eyes. So I always looked at Peyton Manning as somebody that was a real like coach on the field. So he'll really dissect the whole team before he snapped the ball. Oh, they in cover two. They're trying to cover it up with the cover three, but they really in cover two. And then we're going to send him on a drag route. We're going to send him on a go, and then we're going to throw the ball underneath to this guy, right? That's what Peyton Manning was doing. And I respected. That's why he was my favorite, because his mind was a little bit different. But Tom Brady always seemed to beat this man with people that I didn't know a lot of times. I don't say I didn't know.
He the golden boy.
Man,
but he was beating on people. He was beating on people that wasn't nothing.
But it's different when you playing with the lead. Like that's like your point you said about Dak. When Dak was able to do his thing, they played with the lead. Tom Brady's able to play with the lead a lot with New England. And so that's why if he went to the Colts, Marvin Harrison is not Marvin Harrison with Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady, even when they had Randy Moss, at the end of the day in the Super Bowl, when the game got tight, he only checked it down. He go to the tight end, or he go to the slot receiver, or throw it to the back. He stopped trying to push it. And that's what he would do.
But check that part out though. We just said what happened with Randy Moss. That was the only receiver. That was the best receiver they ever gave him, and it was historical. And that was later in his career.
I mean, Randy was still Randy, but I'm saying when they got in them real games, a lot of them games. I mean, that NFC East. I mean, that AFC East was trash. I mean, it's been trash for a long time.
Yeah, you think about it, the Colts, the Dolphins.
He gets spotted 6 wins during this run.
I thought y'all was gonna come at me a little earlier with that. I thought you were coming at me a little earlier.
Hey, but listen.
Yeah, I mean, you really late to that. Yeah, hey, I always say forever and a day like this. I think it's a crazy number. Like I think they said he had 12 first-round buys straight. Like he's out of the division, he has like 12 first-round buys. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
He was spotted 6 wins almost every year. He got 6 on everybody.
Hey, listen,
Erik. I think what the panel was saying is we never felt that he was the best quarterback in the league. He wasn't a Aaron Rodgers type of talent. That's why it's hard for us to give him the GOAT status.
Listen, another thing though, Erik, I want to say real quick before I lose my thought. Man, when do the commissioner hang out with the New England Patriots owner. You can't do that. That's conflict of interest. If me and you had a barber competition, and me and you the judges of all barbershops, and we friends, man, that don't look good.
It don't look good. It's not good.
He don't hang out with nobody else.
I'm not here to defend the Patriots from cheating allegations or cheating facts that we know of.
Tom Brady's part of it, though.
I'm not here to defend that because I'm not gonna be able to do that.
Part of it.
All I'm trying. Okay, so let me go back to this for a second, right? So I got extra respect for Aaron Rodgers also. I got extra respect for him, and I've been saying for years that I felt like if Aaron Rodgers was to go to the Patriots, he could do something that Tom Brady did because I always felt that his skill was better than Tom Brady. There's a lot of people's skills I'm gonna take over Tom Brady's skill.
So that's what we're talking about. That's why we never seen nobody have the same skill or above skill as Jordan.
Okay. So that's different.
Yeah.
But check me out then, though. Check me out. So his skill might not be as good as everybody else's. But what about this man's will to win, though? With anybody.
Jordan had that too.
He wasn't winning with just anybody, though.
Even when Jordan was losing, he was still the best player on the court.
Jordan,
in the league sometimes.
Yeah, but my thing, I want to differentiate skills with being the best. Because just because you have more skills than me don't mean that you're better than me. Can we agree right there?
Yeah, I can agree with you that.
So my point at that point is whatever it is beyond that, the intangibles, Tom has that and has always has had that. So Matt Stafford's arm is better than like a bit like majority of people's arms in the league. Matt Stafford's arm is better than the majority of people's arms in the league. Outside of his organization being trash, you know what I mean, and them not putting enough around him, we get to see that like every year. But I never felt like I was gonna take Matt Stafford over Tom Brady.
All right.
His skill is better. His skill is more, and he can make more passes. He can make more throws. But if we was ever talking about going to a Super Bowl, I ain't never thought about getting Matt Stafford over Tom. It just never happened.
But that's because you've been seeing him playing in Detroit for all them years. I mean,
Detroit ain't no good.
Yeah, I mean, when you're the number one overall pick, then you're going to be in a bad situation. You know, they ran off Barry Sanders. They ran off Calvin Johnson. I mean, they're probably one of the worst organizations in NFL history.
Gotta be, because they had the best receivers and best damn running back and still lose.
But I think this year we're going to find out about Stafford because he's going out there with a monster defense and he got an offense. Now we're going to see if the hype lines up with the skill. This is the year.
But this is my saying. I said Stafford's name not to come at his success because I feel like he could be a good quarterback. Or I'm not a big Stafford fan either, but I feel like that his skill as far as throwing the ball is over Tom Brady. I know his situation isn't the best, and their situation is completely different. But I thought that his skill of throwing the ball was better than Tom Brady's. Just in general, he can make more throws, and even with that being said, it never crossed my mind that I'm gonna pick Matt Stafford up instead of Tom Brady.
Let me ask you this, Erik. So what skill does Tom Brady have that's elite? Because when you look at all the other athletes across the sports spectrum, we know Jordan had, great defense. He had a good jump shot, right? Kobe. Yes. What does Tom Brady have over other QBs? That's what we're trying to decide.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what he got, what he don't get. Listen to this. Hold on, Erik. I'm getting old and I lose my train of thought.
And then we're gonna move to LaMarcus too. But go ahead, Reggie. Yeah.
See, it's one thing about when you compare Big Ben with Tom. Tom only got one or two good receivers. Ben done made receivers star. Brown wouldn't be nothing without Big Ben. Big Ben was already a star without Brown.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me slow this down right now. Slow this down, right? Wait a minute. Ben Roethlisberger has had a nice defense around him his whole career also.
I'm talking about them receivers. He done made star receivers.
He's had better receivers than him.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't be no good receiver without a good quarterback. All Tom Brady do is throw to one damn person. He just throw the ball. He only throw it to throw. And that's it.
Hey.
Basically.
Hey, LaMarcus.
What's up, man?
Hey, man. You're a big basketball fan, right? And you like football as well. What is Tom Brady showing you that would make him the greatest at his position? I'm just not seeing it.
I don't see it
either. I think it's more so of the organization that's around him. Like, and Erik kind of touched on this. It's like you got to have a combination of skill and then also a will to win. So I'll give him, his will to win. But if you compare like some of his attributes at quarterback, you got other quarterbacks in the league that there were organizations that are not as good as the Patriots at the time, and they have better skill sets. But it's a total package. But I mean, if I'm looking at a GOAT, I'm not looking at how can I put it? I'm not even gonna put wins up there. If I'm just saying, okay, and Erik said your skill set versus your will to win is I just think, like you said, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, to me, I think there's other quarterbacks in the league that you can say that are better than Tom Brady. Now, are they winning Super Bowls? No. But can you say if I had them on my team, if I swap quarterbacks, could they win? And I think you could say yes. So in my opinion, okay, I feel that there are other quarterbacks that are better. They don't have the opportunity to be with an organization as far as the Patriots.
Jay, let me bring you in here. Jay, what do you think?
As far as what? About
just
Tom?
The skill level, yeah.
I mean, I think Tom's biggest attributes would always have to be intangible. It couldn't be. It's not going to be. Is he the most accurate? Does he have the biggest arm? Does he throw with the most velocity? I mean, any of those categories, he's not going to be high on the list, or he wouldn't have been a 6th-round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? So it's all intangibles. And then I even think, to use his quote against himself, he was like, man, if Aaron Rodgers came with our knowledge of other defenses and schemes and what they do, he would throw for 7,000 yards up here in New England. So even he's acknowledging that he a lot of his relevance is more about longevity and being with the right organization.
Okay. So I remember exactly that quote when Tom Brady said that, because he was. Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say that he had them same rings though, and so my
that's a byproduct. That's a byproduct. You throw for 7,000, the rings coming with it.
But we just seen quarterbacks throw for 5,000 and still not.
No, I'm talking about if you gotta pay. I'm not talking about no other team. You got a Patriot quarterback throwing for 7,000. Them rings is gonna come. Bill Belichick have a quarterback throwing like that. Oh, the rings are gonna be there.
That 7,000 number is stretch.
Yeah, I know it's a stretch, but I'm just saying what he's saying. What Aaron Rodgers would do to these defenses. What Aaron Rodgers would do to defenses, give Bill Belichick a chance to lock down on you, because if Aaron Rodgers is eating you up and then you got to play Bill Belichick and you're one-dimensional, it's a wrap.
Yeah, you lost.
Yeah.
And you know Bill Belichick, y'all know why Bill Belichick is a great coach?
Why?
He lost so many daggone games in Cleveland. He had to win. That's why.
He just had to bring that up.
We all get
staying in Cleveland.
We all getting used to
Cleveland. I'm just saying.
We all getting used to losing to Cleveland, ain't that right?
Ooh.
Hey, listen, Erik. I'm glad we got competition. It's gonna be on and popping. But again, we're gonna always be there because we the Steelers. You know that.
Man, I don't know nothing but the past, man. Don't start this right now, friend. We talking about time. Don't start it right now.
But come on, man. You got it.
Don't do the stuff right now, friend.
People don't look at
I'm
stuff
on the
like
camera
that.
now.
Listen, listen to me, Erik. If you lose so much, you ain't got no choice but to win. When you do it at a point where I'm just saying anybody. When you play so many years and you keep losing, we got to win sometime.
That's not true.
Because I hate losing. I'm telling you, I hate losing. Can't take no loss.
Fresh, you a Louisville fan. Y'all been losing forever. Y'all ain't won nothing.
Oh,
You talking about in football or basketball?
Both of them.
No, basketball is good, but but listen, this is what you got to know about me. I don't care about college football like I do the NFL. Again, you know why? Because Alabama is always going to be in it. That's why I don't like college.
What does that have to do with anything, though?
It's got a whole lot to do with it. I don't want to keep seeing Alabama when you got 1,000 teams out there.
Well, if you don't want us dancing in the end zone, keep us out the end zone.
But you know what, Fresh? That at the end of the day is where I feel like all that, going back to the original point, that's where I feel like all that hate from Tom Brady comes from. The reason I don't hate Tom Brady, like a lot of people hate Tom Brady, is because first, I love to see, we in the generational era to see greatness. Whether you want to say he's great or not, like we in the generation to see somebody win 7 rings, and nobody's done that before in football. But past that, like, yeah, that's tough. But past that, at the end of the day, it's just like, if what I'm gonna say? Okay, I don't want to say it like that. People don't like to see winners continue to win when their team isn't winning.
I get that, but look, I don't take nothing from Alabama. They're a good team, but what I'm saying is, there's too many teams out there.
You just said you don't want to keep seeing them in the playoffs.
Because there's some teams out there that can play them. Here's the difference. In the NFL, if you don't go to the playoffs, you can't go to no Super Bowl. When you in college and you lose one game, you ain't going no championship game. I don't like that.
That's not true.
It is true. The only way it ain't true is the only team that can lose a game is Alabama.
Fresh. Bama was the only team. Bama and Ohio State was the only team in the playoffs that was undefeated. The other 2 teams lost.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't lose no games to even get in a championship game in college, basically.
Fresh? I just listen slow, real quick. It's 4 teams that get in the playoffs. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
2 of them lost.
That's the problem. I need a whole playoff team. You gotta have about 16 people in the tournament. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with Fresh on that.
You know what I'm saying? Because, man,
I'm not gonna lie, Fresh. I'm not even gonna hold you, Fresh. I do want them to expand I do want them to expand the playoffs. But to be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna be too much more than what you see in there right now. It's gonna be the same thing.
Okay, I got you. But that's why I don't follow college like that.
It's gonna be the same thing.
I like college basketball.
And the reason why I say it, it's a difference. In the league, it's a draft, and you kind of got to get what they give you in the position that you're in. But in college, like, you get to hand pick all of your players. So whoever has the best players usually is going to be able to win. That's why you see Clemson, Bama, and Ohio State in the playoffs about every year. Because if you look at the top of the recruiting classes,
that's where they're going to go with.
Are getting the best players. So, I mean, I don't. If you see more teams, it's not going to be too much. It's not going to do too much.
So that's why I don't really follow college like I do NFL.
I just went to the college thing first because you said after you've been losing so long, you got to win. And I don't agree with that. I'm a Cleveland fan. And
but I ain't saying you got to lose. You just get tired of losing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you get tired of losing, but that ain't going. You being tired of losing is only going to help you so much as far as it's going to help you win. How much is it going to help you win?
That's why Belichick is winning in New England. That's my point.
But I want to see what Belichick's going to do from now on, because as good as his career is going to be, it's going to really be defined by what he does after Tom Brady.
Hell, he old now. It's almost time for him to retire. Shit, he damn it 80.
How old is Belichick?
Shoot, Belichick got to be about 70 something.
Yeah, he got. Yeah, I think he got to be some.
We got to look at the time period too. People got to understand that you only got so long. You can't keep coaching till you're 100.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, Shaq won that first one over Kobe, and then Kobe went and got the 2, and he got 5. So we got to give Belichick some time. We can't go with the immediate reaction.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's not. What? I've been giving Belichick the most praise since we've been talking about him. I'm just saying, for the majority of people, his coaching acumen right now is going to be really kind of determined by how people see him after Tom Brady, because right now
I agree.
So, because really, we doing the same thing, Tom Brady. We just said earlier, oh man, he was just in a really good situation, and that's why he got a lot of those rings, the byproduct of the rings and whatnot. But then when he leaves and go gets a ring with another team, he kind of made the offense on. We're still saying like it's still not him. And then Bill Belichick, if he doesn't win a Super Bowl within these next 10 years or something, are we still going to say that it wasn't Tom Brady that had a lot to do with that still? It's hard to win a Super Bowl.
No, if New England don't win, if Bill don't win another one, man, that's a stain on his resume.
Yeah.
In that boost time.
What y'all think about the free agent? See, I think they should at least stay on the team for 6 years, man. That free agent is mess. I get tired of looking at different people go to different teams, man.
Nah, man, that's like slavery, man. I like them being able to move how they need to move.
But you can't win. You ain't consistent, though.
I'm trying to get JJ Watt. I don't know what you talking about. I'm trying to get JJ. I don't know what you're talking about right now.
I'll tell you what I'm talking about. If you get a barber to cut your hair good and you go to somewhere else, he ain't gonna be like you.
No, but that's your choice though. If you want to go over there and get your hair scalped up, then keep going over there.
Yeah. If I made that decision and it turned out to be a bad decision, that's on me. But at least I made it. At least you didn't make that for me. At least you didn't change my barber, fresh. As long as I did it, it's okay. Tell me I made a bad decision. I can tell you that you made one though.
I know, even though we ain't won a Super Bowl in about 10 years, another reason why we successful, we only had 3 coaches, man, in 40 years. That's big right there. That's all I'm saying.
That's consistency right there.
That's respectable.
But consistency can turn into complacency too. So when time to go win another one?
Hey, that Jake Reagan, what was I telling you last time? Well, it might have been the second last time you was in the shop. I said I lost respect for Mike Tomlin because he was making it seem like something that it wasn't when he was there with that whole Antonio Brown situation, that Le'Veon situation, how he called him Ben Roethlisberger. I didn't know it was like that. It started coming out with some stories. And
exactly.
I lost respect for that man for all of that, bro.
Yeah. He was letting that.
Like he was honcho in the room, and he wasn't that.
Nope. No, you're right. That knocked some of the shine off Tomlin, man. Especially how he presented himself as no nonsense.
If you take Roethlisberger, if you had took Roethlisberger off the team in a few years ago, then you ain't gonna have nobody to throw that ball to Antonio Brown like Bean did neither. See, that's a big difference.
Got nobody to throw that ball now.
Well, Antonio Brown ain't on our team.
It don't look like Ben Roethlisberger on it either. Or
we're gonna get that dude. We're gonna get my boy from Ohio State. Haskins that played with the Redskins. He gonna be our quarterback this year. He'll be good for him.
No. You
don't think Haskins will be a good fit?
You want me to give you my honest opinion?
That's what I asked.
He's too immature and he wasn't ready for the league.
We'll fix him.
He's too immature and he wasn't ready for the league. So I don't know what he's gonna do down there.
When it comes to Pittsburgh, it's a different program than Washington. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now Washington is down there with Detroit, man. They're bottom of the barrel. But do you feel like at 22 that he washed?
Who, Dwayne Haskins?
Yeah.
You can't be washed at 22.
See, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, for me, I don't know what he's gonna look like up there, but I feel like in Pittsburgh, the dude has so much upside that I think, some young kids like him were immature, and then you go to a place that's chaotic, and you don't have them right veterans around you, right? Then you can suffer. You know what I'm saying? And you don't reach your potential.
Exactly. So you're right, Jay.
As soon as he got drafted over there, I said that's tough for his career. They're really like quarterback killers over there. Like they murder quarterbacks. And I got a lot of flack from it off from us because he went to state or whatever. Oh, he trash. But I'm like, who was the last solid quarterback over there? And then you gotta want to go back to Kirk Cousins, but then they let him go. And now people still don't think he's a solid quarterback, even after all that money he had.
I think you got to go back further than that, man. You got to go back to probably Mark Rippon. I think you got to go back there for Washington, man. Been a lot of trash through there. Yeah. I mean, he the last winner they had up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got,
And then after him was Joe Theismann. So yeah, they horrible.
yeah.
But that's why I didn't want to judge him completely off of that team, man, because they don't look good on offense. They didn't give him nothing to work with. They got him Terry, you know what I mean? And they had what's my man named the running back from Oklahoma that keeps getting hurt every season.
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon, not Joe Mixon. He's in Cincinnati.
Oh, you talking about man, who they got up there? Not
That's
P-Ryan
P-Ryan.
ain't up there no more.
I'm thinking about P-Ryan, but you know what? That's not P-Ryan went to Oklahoma, but I'm not even thinking about him either. It's the other running back.
Yeah, because P-Ryan is either
Hey,
back.
but look, check this out, fella. I'm gonna let y'all. I gotta get up out of here, but this is the last thing I want to say to y'all. Going back to Mike Tomlin, I want y'all to go back and look at this. If it wasn't for Mike Tomlin, Brown or Bell wouldn't even probably be in the league because wasn't nobody trying to pick him up. I want y'all to go look that up.
Well, Bell was a 3rd round pick, and Antonio was a 5th round pick.
When that
right?
joker from Michigan State, didn't nobody. Mike Tomlin took a chance on Bell and Brown.
I mean, I don't even think Tomlin knew that I don't think Tomlin knew
But he
that
still took a
Le'Veon
chance
was gonna
on
turn to Le'Veon. Because Le'Veon dropped like 15 pounds.
And hoping. You picking people and hoping. We didn't know that he didn't know that they was gonna be there.
But he took them though. But he took them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but we all take players. You gotta take people.
But he was in a good organization.
But in that same draft, they took Sanders too. So they didn't know Antonio was gonna be for sure, or they wouldn't have took Sanders before Antonio.
But one thing about Pittsburgh, we're gonna keep good receivers and good running backs. This is a year that we ain't.
You ain't got no good receivers right now.
That's what I'm saying. We always gonna have linebackers and receivers. That's a must in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I like the young boy. I like Claypool, but everything else, I don't like nothing else up there.
But we got hey man,
you used to keep a running back too. What happened to the running back situation?
We need a running back too. But believe me, next year is a new year, and we're gonna be in it. Don't worry about it. We lost. We good. Hey, look, before I let y'all go, hey, before I let y'all go, I gotta say my magic word so y'all can laugh.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, Fresh. You're not gonna be good next year, Fresh. You're not gonna be good next year. I'm not gonna let you leave like that. No.
Hey,
no.
We'll be all right. Hey, fella.
How many wins, Fresh? How many wins next year?
How many wins? Give us the wins.
Give us the wins.
Huh?
How many wins y'all gonna get next season?
Oh, we're gonna get 10 wins. We'll get at least 10.
Hey, Fresh, how y'all gonna do it though?
Pittsburgh wins, baby.
Renegade.
Yes, sir. Hey, nice talking to y'all fellas, man. Tell Mike Thompson I'm waiting for him.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna let him know. He gonna watch this video too.
All right, brother.
He gonna get that Cadillac. He gonna get that Cadillac.
Yes, sir. All right.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Rocket City Network. We out. Yep.